Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's Wade T. Lightheart, live from the Vortex in Sedona with the Prosperity and Health Alliance. I want to welcome our friends and family from around the world who are joining us this evening. Lots of people have been talking. It's an exciting time to be in the world. That things are starting to open up. There's going to be some challenges that are happening for sure in and around what's going to happen economically, what's going to happen business-wise, what's going to happen for people that are moving into this new, COVID recovery. Obviously, this entire thing has got a variety of things with the political manifestations, the considerable amount of disinformation and confusion about what's happening. I'm not here to comment on those topics. That I'm going to leave for the realm of the government, the realm of the experts, the realm of the conspiracy theorists, and the realm of the realities. What I'm here to talk to you tonight about, what are people going to do economically? Because, there's a great saying that the closest thing to the truth that we can get to is the numbers. And tonight, I'm going to share with you why I think that the enagic business model that is being produced and perfected over the last 45 years is probably the best opportunity that I am aware of for you or anyone you know to not only survive the economic Armageddon, which has already begun, but also as a way that you can actually thrive in what might be the greatest transfer of wealth, the greatest evolution of business, and perhaps the biggest shift that has occurred since the 1930s, 1940s, where we had the Great Depression and the economic, the war that ensued out of it, and a complete change of the world order. So you might be saying, that's a lot to talk about. Well, here's the things that we need to understand, okay? And let's just talk about the landscape of the world as it is right now economically. Before we went into the response to the virus from the various governments, we have to realize is that interest rates were essentially at an all-time low, that the stock market was at an all-time high, and that we were experiencing unprecedented levels of what we call consolidation through large super corporations. We had the first few with Amazon and Apple and Microsoft becoming the first trillion-dollar companies that existed. We have a shift in the auto market with Tesla, thanks to the artificial intelligence data that they're gathering from their cars, potentially moving into a pole position for the future over, companies that were around for hundreds of years. We saw a major shift in the retail environment where large multinational retail stores that have been around for 100 or more years were starting to struggle, and retail was softening. So what has transpired, over that? We also saw the rising of the Chinese system of government, which is based traditionally on order, not on freedom. So it is a different model of society. It's not based on freedom and democracy like we do. It's based on order and authoritarianism. And so I'm not here to make that a right or wrong. I'm just trying to share with you that there's this culture that's been around for over 4,000 years that have come to become a dominant power to challenge the United States. Just like before that, the British Empire existed. Before World War II, they had been around for a couple hundred years where they were the dominant power of the world. The war came or whatever, and they had to make economic shifts that put the United States in the driver's seat, and that's the world that we've been living in for most of our lifetimes. So the baby boomers ushered in this new age. Now, there's a couple of factors that are very important to understand. That is what I feel is going to cause a shift in the economy, and that's going to make the enagic business model very attractive and something that everybody really needs to take either a first look or a second or a third look. We're going to make an airtight, logical, and emotional and strategic case for why people need to engage in the business model of a NAGIC moving forward, because we are going to see an unprecedented shift in the world. So right now, let's talk about that. So those things were weakening. The virus hit, and the next thing you know, we have this shutdown. Now, what has the government done? They've printed trillions of dollars of money, and they've distributed it to businesses. They've distributed it to people. People are staying home. They've added a lot of money to the budget books, and they're printing this money. Now, that money isn't free. That money is going to cost you. It's going to cost me. It's going to cost everybody in increased taxes at some point in time. We have to pay this money back. And right now, the interest rate's low, but that's going to change. It's not going to stay low for long. We're also seeing, here's some of the numbers out there. 40% of the businesses that were open before the event and have closed are not going to reopen. 40%. Now, here's another number. 67% of the population is employed by small businesses. And again, 40% of those are not going to open. Okay? Right now, we're sitting at 30% unemployment here in North America. 30%. We're talking levels that were around the Great Depression. And some of the people are in partial employment. Now, those trickle-down effects, if you're looking at some of the big companies that have filed for bankruptcy, like J.Crew and Gold's Gym and Macy's in troubles, we're seeing these large retail giants restructuring through bankruptcy. Some of them will survive. Some of them will be bought up by other people. Also, Amazon going out and hiring another 100,000 people during this time. We saw a boost in companies like Zoom, which we're calling on, like this, the digital technology and the ability to communicate and share information and do one-on-one meetings in this environment. This has all changed. Now, on top of that, with the debt, we have a polarity, a very strong polarity in the political systems. Well, when did the last time this all happened simultaneously? A rising power, massive printing of money, a change in ideologies that happened, and ultimately a world war, which was two, that caused a reordering of society. And right now, with what's happening in the world, with what's happening with the Chinese and the United States and the kind of industrialized democracies of the West, in this shifting environment, we're going to have a reordering of the global order, that a new world economy, some people call it a new world order, but right now that is what's happening. So on that, you feel like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? The reality is in your sphere of influence, you can probably predict that 20 to 25% of the people you know, 20 to 25% of the people you know, friends, neighbors, family members, are going to be out of work. They're not going to have a job to come back to, or the company that they used to work to is going to go under. This is not hearsay. This is for real. This is, if you think that those checks are going to keep coming from the government, you have another thing coming. That'll happen for a line, but that's going to end. 6 months, 9 months, whatever it's going to be. I don't know how long it's going to be, but that's going to run out. And those are not thrival checks. They're survival checks. They're there to cause the basics. So what does that trigger? Well, that is already causing a problem in the commercial real estate industry. So you're going to see those prices crash as these retail giants close and people not going to retail as much because of the conditions and all the restrictions. Gyms having massive restrictions on how that whole business model has changed. Restaurants, that model has completely changed. Food distribution, that has completely changed. Farming has been affected in those distribution channels. All of that is going to come in. Then we've got $1 trillion in the United States, for example, in debt for car payments. We've got 1.6 trillion for student loans, and we've got another trillion on credit card debt. The already made changes in home ownership, which is a big part of gross domestic product. So in the United States, they've recently changed to 20% down payment, and it's a 700 FICO score, and they're not financing over $765,000. That's already made change. We're going to see further that. So what we saw in 08 with the crash happening there, we're going to see another big shift there, and probably the collapse of real estate markets, both commercially and domestically, as people can't make their payments, as people can't move. We have the rental default situation, which is happening. Up to 40 or 50% of landlords are not getting the rents at either. They're not getting the rents at all. They're only getting a portion of that. They have so all of these things start to trigger because they all happen and contribute. So what we're going to see is a major shift in the economy. We're going to see a major shift in the employment trajectory, and we're going to see a major shift in how people interact socially and they do the business in the future. So as a person who might have had a job, maybe as a person used to a certain standard of income or a certain standard of life, you have to pivot now. You have to start having those conversations. What do those conversations look like? Well, what are the non-essentials? And as the non-essentials start cutting down, then that, of course, affects in the economy. And people are already making those adjustments. We'll see a lowering of the car production, luxury item. All these things are going to be shooken out, and that has repercussions throughout things. So I'm not here to give you the bad news. I'm just here to share with you that all the biggest, brightest, and most resourced financial minds are saying that we're probably going to be entering into a financial depression for the next minimum a year. And people like Ray Dalio are thinking 3 to 5 years. And what does that mean? Does that mean it's terrible? Does that mean it's a disaster? Does that mean there's no hope? No. What it means is this is the time to tool up. This is the time to take a look at new ideas. This is a time for you to pivot, and pivot fast, and take advantage of what you need to do to not only secure your financial future, but actually to take the next step in your financial independence program, in your abundance program. And the thing that's going to be fighting against you right now is what you did before, other people's perceptions, and the skill set that you need to develop in order to thrive in this new economy. So let's talk about that. Here's the reality. If you think that you're going to go out and start a new online business, or you're going to start a brick and mortar business, you have to realize that if you don't have a business background and you do not have capital reserves saved up that you can endure 12, 18, 24 months of not making money, then those businesses are not options for you. The banks aren't funding them. Credit allowances are going to be pared back. It just doesn't make sense to go out and start a juice bar right now, or start a restaurant, or start a mechanic shop, or all that sort of things. Although this is not the time to be doing this. What you need to look at is you need to have a business that has established a distribution, production, and sales systems, all the economic points. You need a product that people need. Health right now is very, very hot, as it's a conscious component that's in the conversation all the time. People want better health. People are looking. And number 3, you need to have something that allows you the financial returns that allows you to build a high quality of lifestyle. And what's a high quality of lifestyle? Well, according to Daniel Kahneman of Oxford University, he did a study and said that the quality of life relative to income does not increase after somewhere between 75 to 150K a year. 75 to 150K a year. This is proven in psychology. The things that will add to the quality of your life are social interactions, family, your health, developing new skills, or following up. Those things will increase the quality of life more than the extra money. If you want to make more money than that, that's okay. But that's probably not who this is for. Those people are already out there busting their guts, and they're working 100 hours a week in something they love and they're passionate about. That's not the people that you're talking to who want to get started in their own business like we have at Enagic. So let's talk about that. So the first thing, you need a great system, a great company, a way of distributing your product service that doesn't cost you a lot of capital, but allows you a global opportunity. Well, Enagic has created a 45-year distribution channel. It's built a global distribution network over 45 years. In other words, they manufacture, they produce, they ship, and they service their machines all around the world. That is a billion-dollar infrastructure that every single person who participates in that company gets to leverage. In other words, a business owner in Enagic, an independent distributor in Enagic, gets a billion-dollar distribution chain the day they sign up. It's hard for people to understand that in your business. I'm in distribution business. I have another company, as you well know. I've been in that distribution business for since 2004, 16 years. We sell things all over the line. And my business partner and I didn't pay ourselves for 10 years. Can you survive not paying yourself for 10 years? No, of course not. Who can do that? And we have a massive team, and we put a lot of money, and we have a lot of operational components. And for the average person who has a family and a mortgage and a house and all that sort of stuff, it's too much. It's too late. They're not going to do that. And the training and the systems and the amount of things you have to have is not going to happen. But in Enagic, they got all that. That's all done for you. Great product, great service, great distribution, great company, well-established, well-capitalized, and something that, you know, is a great product. So let's talk about the product. The product that you're selling is the #1 commodity in the world: water. Getting clean, high quality, effective water that's good for your health and good for the environment. Enagic is 10 out of 10 on those things. So it's 10 out of 10 out of global distribution, and it's 10 out of 10 out of the product. That do people need it? Do people want it? Are people drinking water? Is that essential? Is it something that's going to continue to grow? Of course it is. This is a fantastic technology. It's a fantastic machine that produces something that, and is it valuable? People go, well, these machines cost, you know, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. That's true. But what does the average family's bottled water consumption go to every year? Well, it's hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a year. So over the course of 10 years, the Enagic business model provides a better product. It's a superior brand of hydration at a better price over the long term and even over the short term. Plus, that business model offers you tax incentives for starting, owning, and operating your own business. Plus, you get the leverage of a billion-dollar infrastructure that's been built over 45 years behind that. Those combinations are absolutely priceless, okay? And that's where people are leveraging money. So you see a lot of people selling things online. They say, join on Amazon. Why? Because Amazon has a billion-dollar infrastructure to allow you to sell your products online. And you know, I'm not saying you sell Enagic machines on it, but I'm saying that's one model out there in the internet market. But you're competing against selling little bottles of potions. You look at other direct selling companies or MLM companies or these type of things. Well, let's compare against those. Many of those are trying to sell pills, potions, and lotions at $100, $200 a month, where your commissions are very low and you have to build large distribution networks in order for them to survive or even thrive. It's almost impossible, and you have to work extremely hard for an extremely long time, generally 5 to 10 years to get to those incomes where you're talking 6 figures or more. With Enagic, you don't need to do that. The average distributor who makes it to 6A, which means that you would have enough sales to generate somewhere between $65,000 and $100,000 in commission, literally only sponsors 8 to 12 people. That's incredible. I don't know any company like that. So the commission levels on Enagic are truly phenomenal. They reward you for cultivating a distribution network, to cultivating and growing your own business. And it's as you grow, you move up the ranks and never go back. You don't have to monthly qualifications like many of the other companies that are out there. So you never go backwards. You always go forward. The pay structure is extraordinary. And if you talk about all the great companies in the world that are in direct sales, they all talk about the same thing. Also in the insurance business, they're like, you know, you really have to have a great compensation program. And Enagic has refined that compensation over the last 45 years to provide true economic viability for someone to take the time, effort, and energy to learn the skills. So let's talk about the skills. What are the skills that you need to develop with Enagic? Well, you need to learn a couple things. You need to learn a little bit about the demonstration. You need to learn a little bit about the compensation program. Those two things can be achieved if you really focus on it, anywhere from 2 weeks to a month. If you allotted 10 hours a week for 2 weeks, 4 months to learn about the water and learn about the compensation program, you'll have that down. There's plenty of videos, there's plenty of resources, there's all kinds of training. It doesn't matter if your upline sucks. It doesn't matter. There's enough monthly, weekly, and digitally created trainings, whether it's on the calls with, Danny DiBacali or Eli Angelina or, John Swarzum, or, the list goes on and on myself on the Prosperity Alliance. So you can go on the Prosperity Health Alliance, which we do. We've got all the training, all the videos. You can learn everything about the Enagic opportunity. You can even use the demonstrations that we've recorded online. You can show people that. You don't even have to do the demonstration. You don't have to go to a live one. You can do that. So all of that's been already taken care of you. Like someone who's a professional at presenting the opportunity to be there. And all you need to do is learn a little bit of skills. What are two of the other skills that I think you need after that? I'm going to be specific. Okay, I'm not telling you pie in the sky. I'm not telling you that you do not need skills. You do need skills. Now, if you were to go and learn a business or other courses, you're going to have to learn on your own dime. With this, you learn as you go. So here are the two sets of skill training that you really need. Number one, you need sales training. And people go, I hate sales. No, you don't hate sales. You're ignorant to the value of high quality sales training. So you can get courses right now. Most of the best brands are 70 and 80% off their trainings. I'm talking about Jordan Belfort Straight Line Persuasion, 70% off. Grant Cardone University, you can get involved for that for 100%. Bob Proctor's offering deep discounts on his sales training. Zig Ziglar. There are other courses out there that provide you the insights of how to talk to people, how to invite people, how to develop the training and take persons through a sales process. Most of those you could learn inside out in the span of 3 months. If you really focus, you would be good enough at sales that you would be in the top 5% of salespersons in this company as far as your skill set. The second thing that you'll need is what we call direct sale training, network marketing, MLM, whatever that happens to be, whatever you want to call it. And there's no better guy than Eric Worre. You can learn everything you want about the industry through Eric Worre. It's GoPro. It's very simple. All of these courses might cost you less than a couple $1,000s. So if you get involved in the business, you buy a machine, you buy some sales training, you get the MLM training. Whether you have a great upline or not, it doesn't matter. You have those things. Obviously, it helps to have a great upline. For people who are out there looking and want to get started, they don't know what they're going to do financially, feel free to reach out to me, connect with me. I am open for business. Or the person that shared this video with you, they're open for business and they care enough about you. They're saying, hey, look, this is the economic numbers. These are the pathways. I'm not making this up. These are the top financial people in the world, the top business people in the world are talking about these models, and you need to develop a model that allows you to build cash flow, and you need a few skills in business in order to grow that. And those skills are all learnable within a year. You can be a world-class person in literally 12 months, earning a six-figure income, which is in that sweet spot of economic happiness, joyful happiness as defined by Daniel Kahneman, within 12 months. Let's say it took you 24. Now, what are you going to have to take? You're going to have to take some time. You're going to have to take some energy. You're going to have to take some focus. So what do? Here's what you do. You get with the person that sent this to you and say, I want to get started on this. What do I need to start with? Get started with a Enagic machine. If you can get an Enagic machine in the Ukon, it's great. By the way, Ukon is fantastic. If you look at how it is with your blood and oxygen carrying capacity and removing, amazing product that you get a monthly fee. It's a great product. So if you can start with one product, start with the water machine. If you can get two, get the water machine and the Ukon. If you can get three, get all three. Get the Anaspa, the water machine, and the Ukon to get started. But you can get started for couple $100 a month. Not that much. And you're getting $1 billion brand. You're getting the tax incentives of owning and operating your own business, which is going to be very huge. You're getting international distribution. You're getting regular sales training. And then you spend a few $1,000s on your sales training and on your direct marketing or MLM business like GoPro, those things. That's all you need. Now, beyond that, what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to set a schedule. You're going to have to get a calendar, and you are going to have to treat this like you used to treat your job. This is time to shut down Netflix. It's time to stop binging on the latest docuseries, and it's time to not be waiting for the professional playoffs to be coming back in sports. This is the time that you have to book in your calendar regular time for training and regular time for growing the business. In these times, in economic uncertainty and economic depressions, which we are heading into, we're already into, they're not calling that, but we are there, folks. They haven't announced it to the world, but every single economic indicator says we're already there. This is the best time for businesses like ours to grow. It is the best time to open conversations with people. Hey guys, what are you doing? What's your economic security package now that's going on? What's your fallback now that businesses are going to happen? Hey, Mary, Fred, ask with these questions. What's happening at your work? Are you worried about paying your bills? Did your spouse lose a job, or are they going okay? Is things okay at the business that they're working in? Maybe they're a business owner. Are you guys going to be able to stay open or close down? I got friends who are absolute business legends, superstars in retail. They're closing their doors for years, people that made millions of dollars. The talent pool that is out there right now, people that were really killing it in their job, people that were really killing it in their own brick and mortar business, and those businesses have been wiped off alone. Those people are looking for opportunities. They're looking for a way out. One of my very best distributors in my company was a guy by the name of Siha Top. He came to me. This guy was making millions of dollars in the real estate market as a real estate broker. He was a mortgage broker. He had a massive business. He was making a ton of money, like 20 different homes around the world. He had the ultimate lifestyle, and it all blew up. He was desperate and looking for an opportunity. He came into my business back in 2008 when all that collapse happened. And guess what? He ran with it and literally built one of the fastest growing organizations because he had the business skill set, he had the sales training, and he had the hunger, the drive to get back to that level that he knew he and his family needed to be at that. And literally, I have benefited from taking the time, energy, and effort, money to get involved in the training with him directly. And we ran with it. And he taught me a lot of things about business. And I can tell you what, when that time came, my 3 top distributors in my company, the 3 top ones, joined my business during that late 07 to the start of 09. Those people are still with me today and grew that business exponentially. And now, in Nagic, because of the bonus structure and because of the level I was able to achieve, because these talented people were attracted to business, had nothing to do with me. I just went and did the presentations. I just took people to the presentations. I gradually learned the skills. I wasn't a superstar. I wasn't that great at it. People say, oh, wait, this. No, it was the people I was able to attract at that time. And right now, in this market, in this economic situation, in this shift of the way people do business, we've got the product, we've got the distribution ability, we got the ability to learn the essential key skills that allow you to go to business, and there's never been a better opportunity for the talent pool of real hardworking go-getters who are willing to roll up their sleeves and do the work. They're out there right now. They're looking for an opportunity. They are going to consider a business like this that you never would have attracted that person 6 months ago. They never would have dreamed of coming into this type of business, but life changes. So whether you are just getting started in a Nagic, whether you've been in for a year or 2 years, maybe you've done really well, or maybe you're coming back after a layoff, that's the beauty of this model. It's never been better. It's never been a bigger opportunity. And there's never been a better talent pool to go out and talk to. But what's it going to take for you? You need to buckle down. You need to set your calendar. You need to take your calendar, you need to wipe off the non-essentials, and you need to prioritize. You need to write down, you're going to put 25, 50, 100 people into your business over the next 3 to 6 months. Direct sales, 25, 50, or 100 people. There are people that are going to join this business in the next 6 months that will be bigger than anybody in Enagic over the next 5 to 10 years. I guarantee this is going to happen. This is just the nature of the business. There's these cycles, and we are in the best cycle in Enagic since '08, when the company did this rapid expansion, and you are here and positioned at the right place at the right time in order to do that. So you need to clear the calendar. You're going to have a window. That window is going to be 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 3 years maybe, where you can set yourself up financially for the rest of your life. You can grow a business that will help people's health, help people's finances, and be great for the environment. So I always say, good for your health, good for your finances, and good for the environment, with a 45-year-old company with a great distribution model. They do the site, the sales, the productions, and the service for you. They handle the taxes, they handle the collection, they handle the merchant account files, they send out the checks. They pay us an extraordinary commission on each and every sale. It goes up relatively quickly. You do not have the monthly qualifications. There are 8 different ways to make the money. And if you lock this in for the next 3 to 5 years, guess what? You'll be sitting in a position like I am, where I'm literally making a multiple 6-figure income just from the bonuses from Enagic. That's not bragging. That's not check waving. That's nothing. That's a reality. That's what's on my T4s. And guess what? I'm doing this on a part-time basis. Now, how did I get there? I worked on it full-time basis. I turned on the jets. I went after it. I really, really turned on the jets. And guess what we're doing right now? We're turning on the jets again. That's right. We're turning on the jets again, because you know what? When it comes to business, one of the key factors is timing, timing, timing. We got the product, we got the system, we've got the timing, we've got the entire infrastructure, and guess what? There's never been a better talent pool in the history of the planet. On top of that, we have digital information. We've got the training online. We've got technology of Zoom to reach out and talk to people that anybody can use. And you can use paid advertising, non-paid advertising, one-on-one meetings. And when you can do your one-on-ones, you can do your one-on-one digitally. So you can spend more concentrated time on learning the skills, developing the skill set that allows you to produce, that allows you to perform, and allows you to grow you, your organization, and your business. And guess what? It's never going to be this good. So as bad as the economic picture that we painted, you have to realize, for the people who are focused on the opportunities, who are focused on the positive, this is your time. This is the time to grow. This is the time to double down, triple down, quadruple down. Go insanity. Do Eric Worre's insanity. Go all out. Clear the slate. Write a list of everybody you know. Start asking them questions. Hey, how's things doing for you economically? What's going on for you for the next 3 to 5 years? Is the business that you're currently working for or working in or working on, is that company going to survive? Tell you what, I've got a great opportunity. Maybe you should check it out. Maybe you should partner up. I've partnered up with a global distribution company that has the #1 commodity in the world, a fantastic compensation program, and a long-term plan for your financial future. I mean, with the later bonuses that when you get to that -3, -4 level that you can get to, that really is second to none in the industry. There's nobody that is paying out the kind of money to these people for such a great product. You don't have to get stuck in the trying to make the pills, potions, and lotions. We also have that. We have a monthly Ukon thing, which is great at this time, the most well-researched nutritional supplement in the world as far as its efficacy and its validity inside the world. That product is available. And we have a product that everybody needs right now. Who wants bottled water? Who wants to be going to a dirty Costco filled with who knows what to get bottled water that's bad for you and leaking plastics into you? Why not have the beautifully, richly ionized water, the disinfectant water, the beauty water that's good for your health, good for your finances, and good for the environment? So I'm here to share with you. I've never been more excited about the Enagic business model. I'm super pumped at what's going on. I'm hoping people are going to reach out to me, talk to me, say, hey, look, you know what? If you're struggling, if you're looking at what am I going to do? How am I going to make some money? How do I start a business, or how do I get out of the old business into the new one? Now's your time. Reach out to me. Reach out to the person that talked to you. Get on this wagon. Get on this program. Find out about it. And let's get together and put together a structured, systematized plan for you to prioritize your skill learning, prioritize your list to get out and reach out to people, and get up to speed on the digital technology that allow you to do the type of speed that will allow you to move up into those
you know, 6 and 7 figure incomes in record time. And you know what? This economic disaster or transference will turn out to be the best thing that happened to you in life. I know it was for me. I went through an economic downturn with my business when I got started in that. The conditions were bad. Everybody was down. I got involved in this. I didn't know anything about the business. I didn't know anything about how to, the skills that were required in this. I fumbled along the first little while, and I've never looked back ever since that 13 years. It's provided for me an ultimate lifestyle. I've met so many great friends and people around the world. It's an amazing community. It's an amazing company, and it's an amazing product with an amazing compensation program that can totally transform your life. So what are you waiting for? Reach out, private message me, private message a person starting, share this with your team, share this with your friends, come back each and every week to the Prosperity and Health Alliance. We're here to help. We're here to make a difference. I don't have to do this. I have another company, right? It's a multi-million-dollar company doing very well. We've got a big team. I'm spending a lot of time on that. But why am I doing Enagic? Why am I sharing Enagic? Why am I telling people about Enagic? Because honestly, I care. Honestly, I understand that for the average person, the possibilities that they have to make a great living or to follow a business or to get another job are very limited. In fact, they're almost zero. And they need to pivot. They need to learn the new skills for the new economy and position themselves with a great company, a great product, and a great compensation program. Enagic checks the boxes on all of these. It can change your life. It changed mine. It's changed hundreds and thousands of people around the world. So grab the bull by the horns, get a hold of the person that talked to you, get on the program, because guess what? This is going to be a rocket ride of epic proportions. I think the company is going to grow to this superstar sphere, I should say. And you know what? You can turn the fear and the panic and the poverty into profits, prosperity, and fun. It could be the greatest move that you ever made. What have you got to lose? Take the time to reach out to the person that shared this with you and find out about the Enagic compensation program. Find out about the Enagic product. Get this in your house. It's good for your family. It's good for your finances, and it's good for the environment. I'm A.T. Lightheart from the Prosperity and Health Alliance. I'm so glad you joined me on this. If you have any questions, reach out, private message me. You know where to reach me, and we'll see you again next week, same time, same station. I love you all. Don't let anybody steal your dreams. Get the skills, do the work, and you'll reap the rewards. We'll see you next week.